Everybody wants to grow an audience, and you hear the same advice everywhere. Build your following first, grow your brand before you sell, wait until you have an audience. But let me ask you this. How's that working out for most people? They post for months, even years. They dance for the algorithm like they're dancing for single dollar bills on a stripper pole. They chase subscribers like they're trying to catch all the Pokemon. And still, no sales. Because what nobody told you is this. You don't need a big audience to make big money. You need the right audience. And you're out here trying to sell filet mignon to vegans. So look, in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to sell your digital products, even if you don't have any subscribers, even if you don't have any email list, even if you have absolutely nothing. And this isn't gonna be any theory. This is the exact stuff that I use to make over 7 figures online in my business. And I had my first digital product make a little over 900K. So this stuff works if you work it. And this is exactly how creators go from unknown to not being able to keep up with the sales notifications. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make your first 10K online without begging for subscribers, without running ads, and without turning into one of those, "Hey guys, click the link in the bio" clowns. Look, the first thing you gotta understand is the advantage of being unknown. And it's only gonna take me about 5 minutes to break down this whole concept and strategy. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you'll probably just keep on thinking that not having an audience is a disadvantage when it's actually a superpower. So if you would rather just be like Clark Kent with kryptonite, just be a little weakling out there, feel free to click off of this video. But if you wanna power up like Superman and embrace your advantage, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, when I say that it's an advantage to be unknown, what I mean is that you have a clean slate. There's no pressure. There's no algorithm babysitting. There's no, I wonder what they'll think about this. When nobody's watching you, you can build in peace. You can experiment. You can fail quietly. And that is the freedom that most people never get back once they blow up. And here's the truth. The smaller your audience is, the tighter your feedback loop is. You can listen faster and you can pivot faster and you can build something real before the noise comes. And here's the mindset shift that I need you to have. Your audience isn't built by subscribers, it's built by conversations. If you spend your first 30 days trying to collect views, you'll go broke. But if you spend your first 30 days collecting feedback, you'll never be broke again. Because business isn't about how many people you reach, it's about how much you understand the few that you do. So instead of thinking, how do I get more eyeballs? Start thinking, how do I get inside of one person's brain so well that they start thinking, man, this is exactly what I needed. That's how you become a magnet to the right viewer that will turn into a customer. Because what you want to do is attract buyers, not just watchers. Because everyone online says, find your niche. And most people are picking niches so broad that they might as well say, I help humans become better humans. That's not a niche, that's a sentence. And somebody actually came to me thinking that that was going to be their niche. I asked them, what do? They said, I help humans become better humans. Well, once we actually found them a niche and they started to help people quit alcohol and quit drinking, they actually started to make some real money online in their business. Because you need clarity. You got to define who it is that you help, where they are right now, and where you are taking them. I'll call it the Steve Urkel, the Stefan Urkel line. So look, here you have the Urkel. You remember Steve Urkel, Family Matters? It's a rare condition this day and age to be on the news, on the newspaper, how the lyrics go. But you remember Steve Urkel. Did I do that? Well, this is where your audience currently is. And you remember Stefan Urkel, once he took that magical potion and turned into the smoothest, suavest, second most handsome guy? Behind myself, of course. But here, you have the Stefan Urkel. And this is who your audience wants to be, or this is where they want to go, or this is the transformation that they want to have. That's why I call it the Steve Urkel to Stefan Urkel, because Steve Urkel, he had a transformation. So this bridge right here, or this transformation, this is going to be your offer. So just think, if somebody's Steve Urkel right now, they want to be Stefan Urkel, how can I bridge that gap? Or you could thank Peter Parker the Spider-Man, or you could just thank Zero the hero, right? But your audience, they're going to have a current situation that they're in, and they're going to have a result that they desire. They are going to want to have a desired transformation. This gap right here is where we bridge that, and that bridge is going to be our offer. So for example, if you help new moms get washboard abs in only 20 minutes a day, well then your Urkel is going to be that new mom with a little bit of belly fat that doesn't have much time. Your Urkel is going to be that new mom with washboard abs that's sitting there taking photos on their social media all the time, showing her stomach and stuff, right? That bridge is going to be your offer. Or maybe that mom might be offended by getting called a Urkel. Maybe instead of Urkel, it's Myra. You remember Myra? I always thought Steve Urkel was tripping by not taking Myra instead of Laura. Like, he was so obsessed over Laura, but Myra, she was cold. I was like, Steve, you tripping, bro. You better get Myra. But anyway, back to the strategy though. So like me, for example, my avatar's Urkel state is stuck creators, right? Stuck creators with no systems, and they're usually just posting random videos about random topics, thinking that somehow they're going to make some money off of these random topics and then having a digital product. The Urkel state, the Stefan Urkel state, are contentpreneurs with a system that are making predictable income on a monthly basis. My offer, which is my community, is the bridge that takes them from here to here. My offer, which is my community, is the bridge to take them there. So don't lose sight of the transformation that you're delivering, because that's your magnet. So many creators are out here trying to sell a digital product, or they're trying to sell their offer, whether it be an ebook, whether it be a course, whether it be a community. And they're thinking that that is the offer, but it's not. The transformation is the offer. So let's make this tangible. First, you have to create a what you do statement, right? So there's so many people out there that cannot clearly tell you in a concise message what it is that they actually do, right? So like one of the people that I mentioned earlier off in this video that I helped, when they said, I help humans become better humans. If somebody was to say that to you, you would be like, so what? What is that? And nobody would for sure want to spend any money on that, right? So I have a what you do statement, and it's very simple. Or a what you do equation, and it's very simple. It's not rocket science. It's this. I help X do Y by Z. The X is the who. The Y is the what. And the Z is the how. So if I use myself as an example, I help entrepreneurs and inspiring entrepreneurs increase their income, impact, and influence online by creating and scaling digital products. All right, so this is the basis of it. This is the what you do equation. Now, this isn't enough. You need to take it a level deeper, because remember, everything is about delivering a transformation to somebody. So the transformation statement will be this: so that they can blank. Fill in the gap right here. That's your transformation. And this is going to be your offer, right? So this is the what you do equation, but you need to take the what you do equation and add a transformation statement. This is how you're going to make the money. So if I use myself as an example again, I help entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs increase their income, impact, and influence by creating and scaling digital products so that they can live the life that they want to live on their own terms and do what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it, right? Because that is really the final destination that people that tap in with me want to get to, right? They want to be full-time entrepreneurs. That is where people that tap in with me want to go. They want to go here to where they can make money with their own IP, with their own intellectual property, so they can start living life on their own terms. So if I use the same example that I used earlier of that person that was helping the new mom get washboard abs, what is the transformation, like the psychology behind that particular avatar? Why would they want that flat stomach, or why would they want those washboard abs? Could it be to get in that bikini? Would it be to look hot on dates? Like, what is the reason why they want the washboard abs? A lot of people will just say, hey, get abs, but they're not tapping into the psychology of why they want that transformation. The example of the guy that I said that I helped earlier in this video that said I help humans become better humans, and we've finally got him down to helping people to stop drinking. It wasn't just that people wanted to stop drinking. He was helping men become better heads of households, right? He was helping men become better men, better spouses, better fathers and whatnot. And the key that all these men shared together that were struggling with these things was alcohol, right? So that's the reason that they wanted to quit drinking. It wasn't just that he was helping people to stop drinking. There's a very popular guy that I'm familiar with in the health space. His name is Knees Over Toes guy, right? A lot of other people, they want to help people become healthy or get stronger or whatever. But he helps people with knee pain. It's very specific. He now has a huge brand, but all that he does is help people that have knee pain. He's helping specific people with a specific problem. So if you want to help creators, I help creators go from 100 views to $10,000 a month so they can finally escape the 9-to-5. If you want to help those stay-at-home moms lose that belly fat, I help new moms lose 20 pounds in the next 60 days so that they can finally fit that dress, right? You understand here? It's pretty simple. But you see, that one sentence changes how people see you because you're no longer just a content creator, you're a solution. And when people see you as a solution, you stop trying to chase people to buy your stuff and you start attracting people that are looking for the solution that you have. Now, this is where most creators fumble. They think that audience equals attention, when it doesn't. Because audience is really alignment. You don't want everyone, you want the right ones. So here's how you build an audience from zero, without content, without ads, without email, without stress. You start talking to people like real humans. I know that sounds crazy, right? But here's the framework. Look, so many people have forgotten how to talk to people. It's kind of crazy to me. I'm glad that I was born and experienced the time before the internet and was like the first generation to fully embrace the internet. But so many people just forgot how to simply talk to somebody. So look, you go into communities, right? This could be Facebook groups. This could be Reddit groups. This could be YouTube comments. This could be in other people's free communities, right? But the thing about this is that you want to go where your ideal customer already hangs out. And then you want to ask simple, curiosity-driven questions about the problem that you solve. Now, I said curiosity-driven because you don't want to be going into these communities selling stuff. What you want to do is listen. So if you're asking questions in these communities and people respond, you don't sell, you listen. Your goal is not to pitch, your goal is to collect data. When you have 30 to 50 of these conversations, you'll have more clarity than people with big audiences. One of the members in my community, Doug, shout out to you, Doug, if you happen to be watching this video, but I told Doug to do this, he did this, and then he figured out an offer that he started selling for a couple $1,000. And he literally figured out the copy for a sales page, course curriculum, pain points that he could use for his marketing, all from going into these communities, having these conversations and asking questions and actually listening to people. And take it a step further, which most people don't want to do this either because most people miss out on the opportunity of a lifetime because a paycheck isn't attached to it. So something else that Doug did was that he helped some of these people for free. So while he was helping them for free, he's having these conversations with them and he's getting honest testimonials from people about what it is that he has to offer when he takes it to the marketplace. You don't need a big audience to do that. But when you do this, you'll start hearing the same messages over and over and over again. You'll start hearing the same concerns over and over and over again. You'll start hearing the same fears over and over and over again. And then guess what? You'll start to see the patterns. You'll start to see what you can offer those people and all of their fears, all of their concerns, all of their questions. That's the stuff that you make the content about. That's your messaging. That's your proof. And here's the beautiful part. Every single person that you talk to becomes a warm lead. You didn't have to make content. You didn't have to go viral. You just built trust the good old-fashioned way, conversation by conversation. And then when you finally drop your offer, you won't have to launch. You'll just have to reach back out to those people that already told you what they need. That's how you go from nobody knows me to I sold my offer before I even built it. Now, most creators waste months building their products in silence, especially when it comes to courses. Like, they'll film 47 modules that nobody asked for, and you don't want to do that. Instead, you want to use what I call the live system. All right, now in the live system, you outline your transformation journey, right? So remember that Steve Urkel to Stefan Urkel, or that Peter Parker to Spider-Man. Basically that zero to hero, right? You want to outline this journey, literally step by step. Step by step, day by day. I'm going on an old 90s sitcom run right now. But what you want to do once you have this outline, then instead of pre-recording it, you want to teach it live. Now, this is something that I have done over and over and over again. It works. Now, there's two ways that you can go about this when you teach it live. You can either go the free route, or you can go the paid route, right? So me, typically when I've done this, I go the paid route. Now, I have done some free trainings just to get some people in the room, just so I can get some feedback and stuff real quick. But typically, especially when I was first starting off, I would charge money for this, and I might not have the most people attend. I would only have 5 to 10 people attend, but that's 5 to 10 people that are paying customers, and that's 5 to 10 people that I could get some real life live feedback from. So from this live, I will get feedback. Then I would refine. Then I would improve. And then I would do the live again. That's the circle. But the reason why this works is that your course isn't built on guessing, it's built on proof. And here's the bonus, if you do it the way that I do it. Since you sold it first, you have real testimonials before you even press record to make it into an evergreen digital product. It's already validated, you already know that it works, so then it pretty much sells itself once you just show people that you have a solution and your solution is already proven. That's how you build once and can get paid forever. Now here's where it all clicks. When you actually listen to your people, you never have to try to sell anything. Selling becomes serving because you're not pushing something that no one wants. You're offering them the exact thing that they asked for. So when it's time to make your offer, it is literally a continuation of the same conversation. Hey, remember when you said you were struggling with blank? Hey, I just made this to solve blank, right? That doesn't take any complicated funnels. That doesn't take any webinars. There's no fake urgency countdown timers when you refresh the screen, the timer goes back to the original time. It's just clarity, because clarity plus connection equals conversion. It's not rocket science. And when you get good at that, you'll never run out of customers again, because now you understand where your buyers hang out, what they need, and what words make them take action. That's your infinite pipeline. That's how you go from chasing the algorithm to having predictable revenue with 0 subscribers. And then since you've actually spoken to real actual people, you know what real people actually need, then you can actually build a good audience, and it happens in a fairly short period of time because you truly understand who your avatar is. So then you can now make content only for that avatar, and you're no longer guessing what people want to know about. You're no longer guessing what people want to hear because you already know. There's no guesswork about it. So then YouTube's algorithm will categorize your content, and you'll start to become the authority in your space. And then YouTube would use their traffic sources, which will be the home screen, the suggested bar, external traffic from Google, to put you in front of more people that fits your avatar's profile. So then you have your offer, your digital product, which then you get that sale, which then, remember the transformation, they get their transformation, which then people become an evangelist for you, which is basically just an ambassador. It's human nature. Anytime we receive anything good, we run and tell other people about it. Now you'll start to get more testimonials, which will lead to more people grabbing your offer, and you'll start to get a flywheel effect. And that is something that actually scales, and you get numbers coming in online in your business, just like all them that you see on the screen right now. And if you're ready to make more working less online from stuff that you already know, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join this Credited Top community. For personal coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community and entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only a few bucks a day to join right now, literally less than a cup of coffee per day. So go ahead and click the link down in the description and tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. But most people are addicted to visibility, and visibility without value is just vanity. Having 100,000 subscribers does not make you rich, but understanding 10 buyers does. And the ones who win on YouTube now, henceforth and forevermore, won't be the ones trying to hack the algorithm or chasing retention hacks. They'll be the ones that build real systems around real relationships. So if you're starting from zero, don't pray for subscribers, pray for focus, because focus builds fortune. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community. And I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. And go ahead and check out this video right here for 3 tiny digital products that will always sell. No matter what algorithms are doing, no matter what platforms are doing, no matter what markets are doing, they will always sell. It's Credit at the Top.